Hello again, day 5, just after 9 in the evening. Unscripted day, basically because so much is going on around in my head. Where should I start? Right, all day, apparently I was ignored by everyone again. But then I found out about an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours now, that apparently my MP has been taking action and he has contacted people and things are supposed to be getting done. Apart from the fact that no one told me. I found out after finding Margaret Mullane, his office manager, John Cruddis's office manager, on Facebook and contacting her directly. Initially, she didn't want to say anything on Facebook, but I wasn't getting any information from anywhere. But then I found out that John had contacted someone. Didn't know who, but contacted someone about my case. And I complained to Margaret, saying, well, surely they should have contacted me to let me know that something was happening, not just assume things were going to happen, because quite honestly, I can't assume anything. In the past, I've tried assuming that people weren't ignoring me, and they were. So I can't assume anything. You have to, especially when it's on record I've got anxiety, you need to tell people. Customers, remember, customer service, good skills. You need to tell people that you are going to take action and tell them either by an email or preferably on a disclosed phone number, phone call, that you are going to take action, what action you're going to take, and what the outcome is expected to be. What you hope it to be, anyway. No joy back there. You know, I'm getting hitting my head against the wall all the time. Then I'll get a phone call from the mental health team tonight in Goodmayes Hospital. Nice people. And Patricia at the acute prevention team leaves me a voice message and doesn't leave me a contact number. So I have to try and find a number for Goodmayes Hospital, which happened to be one of the wards. A friend of mine had a contact number for one of the wards. I called one of the wards and they thankfully put me through to the right person. However, Patricia, Goodmayes Hospital, I did ask her in a matter of fact, quite polite sort of way, and I've recorded the phone call and I told her I was recording the phone call. I asked her in a matter of fact way, is it normal practice to contact people with anxiety and not leave a phone number for them to call you back? She refused to answer the question, and then I asked how long had she been in the mental health team? And she said, after 3 minutes of ignoring the question and pausing for 10-15 seconds and then carrying on with the script, after 3 minutes she then advised she'd been in the mental health team for 8 years. So I said, is this the way you generally treat people with anxiety? And she refused to answer the question. So I repeated about 4 times, I want to speak to a manager. After 4 times, she eventually put me through. And I spoke to a rather nice woman over at Goodmayes, and I explained to her my 2 issues with Patricia, i.e. she didn't leave a return number, which is, not good for someone with anxiety, and that she wouldn't answer a simple question about how long she'd been in mental health. But I spoke to, I can't remember her name, sorry, but I can't remember her name. And, it was all fine. I explained to her my situation and the fact that I was on hunger strike and it's been 5 days and no one is listening. I've exhausted all the roads. She even suggested contacting Citizen Advice. And I explained to her as well that because of legal aid restrictions, Citizen Advice can't get involved. There's very few things Citizen Advice can get involved in regarding anything legal. which is unfortunate because they are a cracking team down at St Advice. Marvellous. Adrian and Pip, they're fine people. I haven't got a problem with any of the people at St Advice. Maybe getting through to the phone, but, they're busy people. Anyway, after that was all said and done, I've had no end of... Well, let's put it this way. I've tried reaching out to my family again, which has always been pointless in the past because they see me as abusive and rude and just a whinger and no one... I'm basically a spoilt brat. Which, considering when I was a child, I was abused by my dad, abused by my sisters. The only person that didn't abuse me was his brother. Didn't have a mum. Remember, she died when I was 6. Which is part of the reason why I've been trying to get counselling. Because, not cried once. The fact it was covered up for a year and a half, 2 years, when I was a kid, and didn't know until... Well, I say a year and a half or 2 years. I think my dad eventually told me when I was 10 that my mum had died and she hadn't gone away. She had died. And it took me, it must be 3-4 years to find out. My brother and my 2 sisters knew. And my youngest sister was only a year and a half older than me. So, don't know. Anyway. So far, I've got a social care plan interview tomorrow, which I really do hope they don't ask stupid questions, because if they start asking questions that the previous assessors have asked and ignored me, then I don't see the point of carrying the interview forward. If I've given them all the same answers, why do they want me to do it again? It's only the fact that I've had one friend coming round, well, for years basically, because we were a couple for 3.5 years, or 3.25 years. And she's known me for about 5 years now, and it's only her intervention that has stopped things going totally pear-shaped for me. I don't know what to do now. I'm in limbo. It's like everyone's trying to push me on to the mental health team. Bless them. I know sometimes some people are doing their best for me in the mental health team. Some people, like I've said, laugh at you and they don't treat you with respect. But literally, I've been abused by the council for years. And I'm getting treated like I'm mad. And yet, if it was a 4-year-old saying the council had abused me, then I don't think I would be treated like a head case. So why is it, because I'm 50, that people are trying to section me and put me into a mental ward and fob me off with the mental team? Yes, I've got mental health issues. Counselling will do. Give me proper counselling. I don't need drugs to be able to cope with the abuse. I need counselling to be able to cope with the mental illness. It's simple. I've not had medical training. I've lived with this for 50 years now. I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling to the camera now. I mean, it's pointless because people in charge aren't watching these videos anyway. So, I'll end it there because otherwise I'll just ramble on and ramble on. But please, someone, sit up and take notice. I know I've been mistreated. I need people to admit what they've done. It's not a matter of I've gone over the edge, I've had a breakdown, let's everyone run around and treat Mr. Gibbons nicely again. Because they didn't treat me nicely anyway, because they wanted my place. For 24 years they've wanted this place. And there's the irony, because I've been trying to do a mutual exchange to get away from Barking and Dagenham Council. Throwing away £100,000 because I could have a right to buy, and I know people that would help me buy this place. I have to discard £100,000 because of the neighbours dispute. Oh, and there's an ironic one. Luke from the council, Luke Gilbert, I think the name was, contacted me today about a complaint I put in about my new neighbours 3 or 4 days ago. Not the new neighbours next door, 2 doors away, who was being rather rude and aggressive, and they basically parked a moving van on a public path, not a road, outside my place. So they're not dealing with my neighbour's dispute from 3.5 years ago. They're dealing with one from 3 days ago. So why is it no action is being taken against the other person? If they're dealing with one, surely they should be dealing with the other one. Lack of communication again, boys and girls. Oh, and I've put a complaint in against Luke as well, because, hey, how many times do I have to correct an email from the council? He sent me an email, generally okay. I didn't check it for grammar or spelling, because I was put off by the fact he sent an email that didn't have a subject line on. And like I've said to the council, most email systems are set up to reject any emails without a subject line on as potential spam or a security threat. Most systems, most corporate systems, because I've worked in IT long enough, are set up so you cannot send an email without a subject. It will prompt you. And it just won't go anywhere for that very reason. So, he's made contact once and has already complained about it. So, this is the level of customer services that I have to put up with at Barking and Dagenham Council. Someone tell me I'm wrong. Okay, I've got, thanks to my nephew, Alan, who's, put a comment on one of these videos about Billy Knows Best. Funny, Alan. Yes, I do. This is the level of support I'm getting from my family. My sister just doesn't want to know. My nephew just treats me like an idiot or a whinger. Everyone else just wants nothing to do with me because they say they've tried to help me in the past. And I just get abusive and throw it back. Well, you start taking some of this and then you see how you are. When your family abandons you and no one from any place of work you've been at keeps in touch, despite the fact I've tried to keep in touch with my family and I've tried to keep in touch with my colleagues or ex-colleagues, they just don't keep in touch. Everyone's got their own little busy life. And unfortunately, if you're single, you haven't got kids, you haven't got a family, no one wants to know. Because I suppose they can't run around and have dinner meals and, dinner evenings and things like that. They don't invite one people, they invite 2 people. Single people, ignored, overlooked, don't want to know. So, before I ramble on too much, which I've done already anyway, so sorry for that. Thank you for watching. I'll update you, should there be an update, tomorrow, after I've been to my social care and spoken to Good Mace Hospital. So, we'll see. Maybe they'll section me, maybe they won't. Who knows? Have a good night. Speak to you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.